Imagine opening your eyes tomorrow and sensing that life has tilted into a brighter groove. You land the job without chasing it, conversations flow without effort, and money seems to arrive from angles you never noticed before. Nothing on the outside appears to have rearranged, yet the texture of reality feels unmistakably new. That sensation is what physicists and mystics would both call a timeline jump, the sudden collapse of one out of countless parallel possibilities into your lived experience, triggered not by luck or divine favor, but by a specific signal vibrating from you. Recent breakthroughs at Rice University have shown this principle in the lab. When researchers chilled a crystal to near absolute zero and nudged it with a precise magnetic pulse, its atoms didn't gradually adjust. They snapped into an exotic super-radiant phase that theorists thought unattainable in nature, proving that coherence inside a system can prompt matter itself to leap into a brand new order with no external shove to keep it there. That discovery is more than clever physics. It is a mirror of human possibility. The quantum field underpinning everyday life doesn't answer the volume of your wishes. It answers the harmony of your signal. You can recite, "I am abundant" 1,000 times. But if the act of paying rent knots your stomach, the field registers the knot, not the mantra. Vibration rules, and the dominant vibration comes from layers of mind far deeper than verbal thought. Cognitive scientists estimate that over 95% of behavior is steered by subconscious circuitry laid down through habit, trauma, culture, and long-forgotten promises to self. The conscious 5% can declare a new reality, yet the hidden 95 collapses the wave that actually forms the day. What's more, emerging research on the quantum brain hints that those subterranean layers may use entanglement-like processes, granting your subconscious a kind of instant influence over incoming information before you even notice it. So, the puzzle shifts. It isn't how earnestly you want change, it's which version of you is doing the wanting. If desire springs from the same nervous system loop that's been bracing against scarcity or rejection, you broadcast the old timeline no matter how convincing your vision board looks. Alignment, real alignment, means the body, breath, emotions, self-talk, and posture hum the same coherent chord. Picture the difference between fiercely wishing for peace and genuinely feeling your shoulders drop in trust as you exhale. Only the latter pings the quantum field with a new set of coordinates. Alignment starts microscopic. A single slow exhale when anxiety spikes tells every cell, "We're safe," nudging the frequency of prosperity more effectively than any frantic burst of overtime. Hand on heart as you deliver an honest compliment signals readiness for intimacy, while a forced grin wrapped around a tense jaw does the opposite. Even the way you sit at your desk matters. Leaning back and breathing into your lower ribs cues the nervous system for expansion. Hunching forward in a defensive curl shrinks the field you inhabit. The quantum doesn't care about the size of an act. It measures the purity of its vibration. One clear, congruent choice outweighs 10 impressive gestures tinged with desperation. Yet the old loop is crafty. It thrives on familiarity, the brain's energy-saving autopilot, and will whisper logical-sounding objections the instant you tread new ground. Be realistic. Play it safe. That's not how life works. Every time you capitulate, you pour fresh water into the rutted channel of habits, deepening it. Every time you notice the pull, pause, and re-choose coherence, you carve a parallel channel ever so slightly deeper. Neuroscience calls this synaptic pruning and neurogenesis. Mystics call it transmutation. Physics simply observes that the dominant pattern gathers momentum until the system flips. Ancient sages sensed this flip and encoded it in story and symbol. Nikola Tesla's fascination with the sequence 369 wasn't carnival numerology. He hinted that nature's architecture hides in harmonic ratios and phase relationships. Modern cymatics, visualizing sound frequencies in sand or water, shows geometric mandalas springing into view at certain resonant pitches. Such patterns remind the subconscious that reality organizes around frequency, not force. Keep a private anchor, a symbol, number, piece of music, even a scent that instantly cues your desired state. When the old loop rattles its chains, touch the anchor, breathe, and remember the lab crystal. Coherence first, shift second. Let's translate theory into a day. Wake under the covers and scan. Which emotion is humming loudest? If it's dread, meet it with a 6-second inhale, 6-second exhale until the hum softens. As you shower, let water rhythmically strike your upper back, a gentle cue to the vagus nerve that amplifies calm. Over breakfast, bless the food for what it's becoming in your cells, not merely for calories. Each micro-act is a data packet informing the field. This body already lives in a timeline of ease. When a bill notification flashes, catch any stomach clench. Inhale trust, exhale fear, release the shoulders, and press pay with the sensation of circulating abundance. In a meeting, square your stance, soften the throat, and speak one sentence braver than usual. That's the love timeline rehearsing itself through you. During exercise, swap punitive reps for movements that feel like cooperation with the body you're choosing. Before sleep, journal the moments you succeeded, not to gloat, but to stamp the nervous system with a record of aligned evidence. Gratitude for these proofs is not fluffy positivity. It electrically charges the wave you want, collapsing tomorrow. Consistency, not perfection, builds the bridge. Think of coherence like a radio station. Drift and static are normal, but the point is to dial back without scolding yourself for interference. Each realignment thickens the new signal until it's the obvious default. Communities of practice help. People, books, environments that resonate with your chosen frequency. If you can't find them in person, curate them in audio, print, or reminders on your wall. External reinforcement is not the source of the shift, but it's a stabilizer, the same way laboratory apparatus keeps a crystal at the temperature where the quantum flip can happen. Eventually, a tipping point arrives. The new signal hums so steadily that the old timeline loses magnetic pull. You look around and notice different conversations flooding in. Different numbers in your bank app, different reflections in your partner's eyes. The field reorganized without announcement, exactly as the Rice University crystal slid into its super radiant phase. The leap wasn't a reward for virtue, it was physics honoring coherence. At this juncture, most people backslide because they unconsciously see the manifestation as a gift rather than a mirror. They slack on the embodied practice, the signal fuzzes, and the timeline drifts. Sustainability is the master art. Daily awareness, micro-alignment, emotional regulation, symbolic anchoring, and gratitude as a closing bow. These 5 keep the leap from becoming just a visitor and turn it into your address. So here's your active doorway. Speak or write the loop you're rationing no more energy to. Fear, scarcity, invisibility, whatever name it wears. Declare it not as a confession, but as a severing chord. Then pick one act in the next 24 hours that would feel obvious in the timeline where that loop is obsolete. Maybe you raise your prices, breathe through an unexpected expense, initiate a vulnerable apology, or choose water over another late-night screen scroll. The power is not in the grandiosity of the act, but in its coherence. When you perform it, linger for a breath in the bodily sensation it creates. That is the signature the quantum will echo. Remember, the field is deaf to pleadings, but exquisitely attuned to demonstrations. Show it your alignment, and it folds reality around that demonstration with the same obedience that drew lab atoms into harmony. You are not asking the universe to change. You are informing it which of its infinite possibilities you are ready to meet as fact. Keep informing it, keep embodying it, and keep watching ordinary mornings turn into thresholds of entirely new timelines. The shift isn't coming later, it begins the instant your vibration says so, and the quantum field always answers the call that rings in coherence.